Let's see where we're at. I'm just gonna, I think we're streaming now. We're back. We're back on Twitch. We are back on YouTube, and we are back on Facebook.
So does that mean everything that we've said is...
It's recorded. No.
it's
I don't know at what point it stopped streaming, but we were recording anyway, so we can use it. So none of your time was wasted, I can assure you. Yeah. There we go. Play us a tune.
All right.
What is this?
This is called Here to Stay. I think it'll be the next release on my individual label.
Oh wow, brilliant. So this is a release, this is an exclusive?
This is an exclusive. It's a bit more, it's slower. It's 165 BPM, so it's going along with the sort of trend of everyone liking jungle again.
Yeah. I love 165 BPM.
There is a wave, isn't there? There's a wave. So yeah, I'm riding the wave. It's actually really fun to make music at this speed again, because obviously I started doing it in the 90s, and everything slowly crept up, and now it's nice to go back down because you've got all this space to put things.
I'm literally about to say, so much more space, so much more room in the groove and things like that, really.
Exactly. So,
brilliant. We're going to sign out, your part of this show, and then we're going to welcome LSB. And I'm going to say thank you very much, Dom.
Thank you.
Brilliant. And we're going to give you a t-shirt and a hat.
Oh, that's amazing.
There we go. If you have a little look in that suitcase there, and let's crank up this tune. and Gremlins in the system. So you are all treated to an absolute exclusive there from Dom and Roland, here to stay. And I'm kind of wishing I could be here to stay. I mean, I'm not, because I've missed my family and loads of other stuff that I got at home, but this is the type of place that I would love to be here to stay. And we've got another guest. Like, I'm going to give you a microphone. We have the one and only LSB. Is that working? Try it now.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, that is working. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. I've lost my voice a little bit. Not ideal for a podcast.
It's the type of place where you do lose your voice quite a lot, really, isn't it?
I don't usually speak to anyone all week, so speak to a lot of people in a couple of days is quite a lot for my voice.
There's a lot of catching up to do, and like we had a little catch up on the beach yesterday, and I was buzzing to see, because you just seem really happy and positive and inspired at the moment, and we have the ups and downs of life and stuff, but yeah, you just seem really reflective and really philosophical when we spoke yesterday.
Yes, yeah. No, we're a good place, I think.
Yeah. About just kind of, it was something that you said which really made me feel it was like the 21-year-old you who was really fighting to get a place on the lineup, a place on the flyer, could see where you're at now. I'd be like, what, you don't be negative about it. This is what you were dreaming of, like what you're doing now.
Yeah. I was speaking about it yesterday, and I suppose over the last few years, just reflected on like various things, and I think I got into the position where, like, I'm not moaning, but like the inconvenience of it was sort of playing more on my mind than the fun of it, and and I sort of had a word with myself, really, and thought about like that kid that just wanted fucking name on a flyer, or I remember like just hearing someone play my tune for the first time or anything like that, and it was so amazing, and then I suppose you just got into the grind of it, and I still work and kids, and so there's a lot going on, and I think the thing that took the back seat was the music, and then it started to feel like my like part of my personality and my soul was just sort of like seeping out, and spoke to myself, and it's just like, what do you want to do here? Like, just remember how much you loved it, and just really make the most of it. And I think, as I said to you yesterday, like I'm definitely nearer the end of my career than the beginning of it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that part of the conversation. That's where it got really morbid.
It's not more. It's not like
it is morbid. Yeah, no.
But I try to make it a positive spin. It's just like, right, okay, like where I'm going to America at the moment with DRS or doing anything like that, and it's just like, look, just treat it like it might be to the last time, and you're gonna look back in 20 years and think, oh God, I went to all these amazing places, but all I did was fucking moan that the seat weren't comfy on the plane, or and it's just like,
it is so easy to get kind of caught up in all that, isn't it?
Just didn't want to, and then also as part of that, it's just like the thing that I suppose I fell in love with was tunes in front of a sound system, just like really like lost in a dark club. Just like the escapism of it, and I just felt like I needed to treat myself to some of that as well, and just like go out and so you hear the music and like in its essence, because if you really try and make tunes, you can get like caught up in the details and the complexity of it, and and naturally when you go in a club and you've got a good groove and a good bass line, it just gets you a long way, and you can just sort of, I don't know, and I think that's quite refreshing, and that's really, and probably for best part of a year, I just hadn't written anything. Like, done a couple of remixes, but just no vibe. And I can't force it. So yeah, I just started going, and now it's coming back, because it's just like you start off like planting the seed of like the things that made you love it in the first place. Just put it back, and I'm feeling quite refreshed about it.
Yes, that is it. The power of getting in touch with the roots and why you fell in love with it, like going back to those real reasons. And I feel like I've kind of been on a similar trip myself, coming back into DJing, and it completely flips. Like, I could get cynical for my position as a journalist sometimes, but then if I switch on the DJ part of my brain and I'm playing to people and using the music in a performative way, and you're making that connection, it's like this is what pushed the button for me in the first place.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
And it's really important to do that. I think in any kind of aspect of life, or any long-term relationship you have with an individual, or a pursuit of any kind of type, really. Something that's really inspiring me was that, it was the opening set. It was the first set that I heard when I arrived at Sun and Bass, was yourself and DRS like doing the Space Age thing, and these mixes, the Space Age mixes, have been such a big part of my gym training and car journeys and stuff like that. Especially number one because I think it came out around the lockdown time as well. I think maybe just
we had
before.
one. The first one
came out.
Yeah, like two three come out. I looked at it. It was like the 28th of March or something, 2020. So it was obviously really in a time where we were all feeling a bit vulnerable and unsure, and I think it just landed really well. The first one was 2018. They're like some of my favourite things I've ever done, and like I know that I'm very much piggybacking on DRS because he's the guy that I just lay down the foundations. He's the guy that really like has to write the lyrics and do the real thing. But like it's interesting you say about like the gym and the car because like part of the way that we wanted to sound, so like Dale was really dry on it. Wanted to sound like he was like if he was driving, like he's sitting next to you, like talking to you, like he's with you, like that's the like,
literally chatting in your ear.
Yeah. That's like so it's all quite like in the delivery and then with the way that the music's mixed, it's just like meant to be a journey.
What I really liked about it as well is the way that he kind of introduces lyrics. So that on site, like a scaffolding, those lyrics. And he did the same, like it was that's with the T95 tune.
Decarb, like the Dalai Lama.
Yeah. But the lyrics come on before, and then there's the Come See Come Sa, I think on volume 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he introduces the lyrics on another tune before the tune comes out, so you already know the lyrics and
so
stuff
I think
like
I
that.
don't know, like sometimes if he writes it on for the mix and it comes to the tune or the other way, I don't know. It's just a process, obviously, but it's and then so with the shows that we're doing, like it was really, really amazing on Saturday. You like felt like a real coming together. Like for the 6 volumes, we've like sliced out bits and just like put it into one set, and then he's doing his bars that he does on the mix, and I'm doing the mixes, and like so you could just tell the audience like perceiving. They sort of knew what was coming, and it was really lovely. And it's like a lot of like DJing. It's become quite like quick and like very like, and it's all like constant drops in energy, and it's like definitely got its place, and you can see what it brings. But this also gives with Dale, you get the concept to be like really drawn out. You can play some tracks that maybe you wouldn't normally, but still keep like the energy, and then it's just like ebbs and flows, and it's just like, and obviously there's like a big blueprint. Like obviously DRS was part of Progression Sessions. And they sort of like Booker and Conrad, like well, they it's like that. That's what they were doing. I mean, I think like the Boston mix from 2001. I've listened to that so many times. So it's like a real big nod to that, I suppose.
And just being able to like seeing people, and this was the moment when I kind of felt like I'd landed. It took a while, and I had to come away and then come back, and it was seeing some of those really, really deep tracks, which you don't see hundreds of people raving to very often, really. Not at a festival, not a club, really. It's a shame. And I can't remember who made a post. It might have been yourself. Somebody made a post about a year ago saying, like, why, you know, like comparing it to rock and like kind of soft bands or like trance and like melodic EDM, but in drum and bass, the musical side and the deeper side just doesn't get played to big audiences.
I don't know. I see things with it. I don't know if it's particularly like me, that one. But I like one thing I was aware of was like, again, like when I used to go out, like the concept of getting lost in a tune for a few minutes and just like it rolling out, and like that's what I really loved. And it just like little progressed to be quite subtle, and even in like loads of other music that I like outside of drum and bass, it's quite a lot about the anticipation and the journey of it.
And not about the impact. We've reduced everything down to the impact.
And it's all quick and like it's so that's just. And I've always been quite stubborn. I think. I can't remember who told me like you're quite a slow DJ, and I'm like, oh yeah, but it's like a conscious thing because like it's quite easy to mix quick these days. It's not like vinyl where you're just like scrambling around, and so like we could all do it, and it's just a bit of restraint in not maybe. And I know it doesn't always work, but when it does work, it's beautiful.
Well, people spend so much time crafting these tunes, and we talk about we lament over the lack of the second drop, but then 90% of DJs don't play the second drop.
I mean, it's things like obviously things are evolve a lot.
Yeah.
And like one thing that I would say is like sort of embracing like going out a bit, or certainly when I'm like gigging or away at a festival, just like spending a day in amongst it and just seeing what's going on is like the audience and like the crowd. It's like a really different thing to 20 years ago, like when I was first going out. and not it's much better. Like maybe like the music's changed and stuff like that, but like it's just like it didn't. I just remember going to like Stratford Rex. I was chatting to a couple of people yesterday.
Aggie.
Like Aggie, yeah, like a few
Aggie,
places like that.
You had to watch yourself.
Coronet and stuff, and you was always a little bit on edge, and you thought something might kick off, and it was kind of you was almost like accepted.
I mean, I actually did kind of enjoy that buzz because it made you on your best behaviour, so you didn't get so many wreckheads falling over and just being spanners. But it's still
definitely
a dangerous environment.
It definitely like it was part of it, and it was. Yeah, I also agree. Like it wasn't anything that was intimidating as such, but it was just there. It was like a presence there, and maybe like in hindsight for like women, it might have been a bit like put them off, and now you see it here. It's all very mixed and.
Yeah, the crowd is healthier than it's ever been,
Yeah.
and it's great to see a real kind of healthy balance of old and young, male and female, and everybody in between as well there, and just like a great mix of just people from everywhere. And I think at the moment, certainly where we are in Sun and Bass, like, you know, there's people from all over the world, every single background and everything.
And it should be,
that's beautiful.
And like it's getting generally a bit more diverse. I think it did become perhaps like less appealing to certain like groups that are probably real foundation with the music, but it's broadening out, so that's cool. There's like a lot of good things that are going on. Like and look, there's a huge commercial angle, and it's like it was drum and bass was at number 1 or whatever a couple of weeks ago, and like that's broadly positive, and it brings people to it. But there's a small part you worry that it's like a major label bubble and it'll pop, and then we'll just be left in a we just won't be cool anymore. But I just think there's a strong enough underground community to keep
it doesn't matter.
Well, it's just like as long as you've got like Fabio and Groove and GQ, like there's like people that are just ridden every trend and like, but just stuck with it. Like this, like that we owe a lot to like that real core foundation. That's meant that like. When other sort of genres have gone in and out of vogue that have maybe really struggled when they're not like getting a bit of commercial funding, but we just got that sort of broad base of support, and like we should be very grateful for them.
It's one of the only genres which has still got such a bedrock of the pioneers, still active, still there, still relevant, still in demand as well, and booked things like that. And that's what creates that kind of consistency in that way. And speaking of kind of old times, that, you know, like crews were really important, collectives in their strength in numbers, and they had very identifiable sounds as well, like, you know, the Virus sound or the Ram sound and stuff like that. And there's the Space Cadet sound, I would say, like nicely segue, and probably the smoothest thing that's happened on this stream so far. You're part of, obviously, you represent Footnotes and yourself, but you're also very much part of...
Yeah, an extended crew, like I think... it's nice because, like, definitely maybe it's like a Manchester or Brummie thing. Like, there's a inherent like sharing, and we just all want each other's success. It's not like the love that's out there is not limited, and you're best to just grow together and support each other. And like when I was first trying to produce, I didn't always necessarily feel that in London. Like, I don't know if it's like a social thing. Like, there was obviously a lot of supportive people, but they're just a little bit more competitive. And so it's really nice to just work with these boys.
Right, so I'm going to move over, budge up. So now this is we've reached the climax of today's stream. We've got the Space Cadet crew, not with the main man at the helm. Del is DRS is absent without leave. He's gone AWOL. But we've got like Mr. Space Cadet, man. Like Dan, how are you doing?
Thanks, Dave.
Cool. Is that working? Is that microphone?
Check.
There we go.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Dave.
Yeah, cool. And we need to shift over here. So we've also got Zar. We've also got Anile as well. Anile. I've always said Anile, but it's Anile, which I'm learning now. And we've also got Hindsight as well, who's going to wrap up with a little mix. But tell us everything. I mean, like, Space Cadet has been a phenomenon, really, hasn't it?
Yeah,
you're the man kind of controlling it. Well, not controlling it, but you're the man responsible for a lot of the outputs and stuff. You manage the situation, really, don't you?
Yeah, if you could put it well, it would be managed. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, it's predominantly down to Del's output, which is a phenomenal amount. But as Luke said, it's a very much family affair with with what Luke does, what Pierre's doing, Eva, And you know, a bigger collective than that. The guys from Manchester, all over, and yeah, we just, as Luke said, we just like helping each other and you know putting out the best music that we can.
Definitely. I mean, I would call you. I mean, this goes well beyond drum and bass. This is modern soul, isn't it? Really, I would say modern soul and you know, kind of contemporary. Contemporary funk and soul music. Really, I think.
Yeah, I think soul runs through everybody's music. It's you know kind of integral to what we do, isn't it? That it's there's some honesty in it, really, and an integrity in it. Like
definitely.
Never want to put a duff
Would you
tune
agree
out
as
for the
well,
sake.
Luke? I mean, we'll sign that with you, Luke, and we'll pass the mics around a little bit there. But would you call it a modern soul label as well?
Yeah, well, it's obviously got its roots in that, but I think drum and bass generally is one of the greatest things about it. It's a melting pot of of so many different genres and other sounds and influences, and yeah, to me, it's soul, it's funk, it's hip hop.
It's everything.
It's everything. As I was saying to Dan, I've spent the last 2 nights listening to a Kate Bush B-side album as I was going to bed, and that's what inspires me. Just for 4 hours on loop because it's just so sparse and melancholic, and it's been getting me to sleep. So it's just it's everything. It's what we love, like Dan's.
Wow.
And me and Dale actually bond quite a lot over pure 80s music, Tears for Fears, all that sort of E equals MC squared. So there's a bit of everything for it, and I think so I'd like to think the label reflects that, and our music does as well.
Yeah, I mean that blows my mind really. Just imagining LSB and DRS chatting about Tears for Fears or Duran Duran or other names of bands that you were around before you were born.
Yeah, well I just remember we were in Dallas and we had 4 days or 5 days off on a US tour. It's where we wrote most of the Blue Hour, and what we'd do is we'd get up, do some studio time, it wasn't really a studio, it was a mic on a toilet roll stand, in this Airbnb, and then we'd go and have barbecue, absolutely stuff our faces with barbecue, and then get back and just Spotify, just all these
Kate
80s
Bush.
stuff, and yes,
Wham.
great times. Not quite Wham, although I don't hate on Wham. I think they've got some good songs. And George Michael, fully disrespected for he's an amazing songwriter.
Legend.
And if you watch the documentary, right, he's they just dismissed this guy. He was 21 and he was writing Careless Whisper, and people were oh, he's some pop guy. And it's but anyway, let's not go on George Michael right now. But yeah, so
Go on,
that anecdote. I will pass it over to
pass it
Zar.
over to Anile really.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Just welcome back to Anile to the scene.
Yeah, man, that's literally what I was going to say.
And he's so great, and he keeps sending me so much music, and it's bloody amazing.
Yeah.
Love you, mate.
Whenever
Thank
you
you
come
very
up
much.
on conversations, you're incredibly respected and rated, and it's been a while. So, is this an official kind of return in that type of way, or have you never gone away?
I did go away, yeah, but obviously thanks to Luke, sort of gave me the confidence to come back in a way. I always had some music kind of knocking about that I never put out, sort of loops, mostly stuff that was unfinished, but never really had the confidence at the time to sort of get back into it. Going from quite a busy period for many years, and then sort of life takes over, of course, and then sort of just made the call to have a couple of years, 2-3 years off to focus on what the most important things. And then obviously through that period was obviously still in touch with Luke, and yeah, it was a case of once the time was right to get back in the studio, make some music, and feel that Luke gave me the confidence to really kind of
Good
put
man.
them out and finish them in a way. So he knows this. I've
Go
told
on,
him
Luke.
that before.
Well, let's
so.
give Luke a little round of applause because
Yes,
he kind
man.
of walked off. He picked
Absolutely.
you up and then he walked off. So, thank you, Luke. And your Kate Bush B-sides album,
yes.
that's blown my mind. And yeah, thank you. That's amazing to have those type of people in your life, encouraging you and pushing you when you need it, because no person is an island, and sometimes you do need that kick up the jacksie, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. When you don't think you do at sometimes, but then people such as Luke, and there was other people in the scene as well, they bring you along and put the music back out there. And obviously I came here last year as well, which was probably the first time I actually DJ'd in about 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so
How was that?
super. The anxiety levels were through the roof.
I bet.
But again, I don't want to keep bigging Luke up, but he was next to me for my whole set. you know,
Oh.
helping me out. You know, yeah, I think he pulled and done a few wee wines for me. So yeah, what a man. What a man.
What a man.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And now what an MC as well. What a lyricist now. So
Yeah.
Zar, tell us about what you have coming up on the label. As this is
Hello,
a big
Dan.
moment for you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm working with Dan and Dale quite a lot. So I've got an album coming out next month.
The single's just dropped, hasn't
Singles just dropped. Next single's out 27th of September.
Yeah, that's right.
Next week, is it?
Partial Harmony.
No, it's not next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if you
but-
go on Bandcamp, you can get it from the 17th.
Yeah,
Right, cool.
shameless plug there.
Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, it's been-
what inspired you to put pen to paper?
I don't know, like I started producing maybe 10 years ago. So I'm 25 now, so I started maybe like 15.
Yeah.
And I started making hip hop. I've just always been in love with like sampling and jazz and soul, and I was going to gigs a lot when I was younger, so I was just getting inspired by a lot of different music, and then just started involving all those influences into like drum and bass. Really, I found people like Caliber, Lensman, people like LSB, Anile, you know,
Yeah.
and I just carried on doing that, and then just sort of natural progression into doing what I'm doing now. I moved to Manchester 8 years ago now, so I've lived there for a while, and Del was actually one of the first people to support me. So we've been making music together for like 4 years now, maybe. I remember I sent a tune to Dan when it was like COVID. And the first tune is actually on the album that comes out next month. It's like a
Go on.
hip-hop song that I made with Del and a jazz musician. That's probably the oldest one on there.
Spoilers.
Yeah, Spiders, yeah, it's called. But yeah, it kind of went off from there, and then I've worked with like other labels like Focus and with like Julian on Fire Valley, and now working with Luke on Footnotes. So it's all kind of just the natural progression. But yeah, I'm just honoured to be here as well. Like these guys brought me here last year for the first time, played at the pool party. And
Did
yeah,
you play at this?
I played this one as well, yeah.
Because for people watching at home, let me just make sure that we're still streaming. We are still streaming. That's great. For people watching at home, like the storms came in, and not all of the Space Cadet party could go ahead, really, could it?
No, Zeus took over.
Yeah, Zeus called the rain in, I
He
think.
got his children out of the way.
Looked after them.
But yeah, it was
yeah.
good. Yeah. I still got to do my set, but I don't want to.
You did 3 sets.
I did 3 sets. I did a set with Verbs,
Yeah.
Eva B, and DRS, and I played 100% my music as well,
Oh, that must have been nice.
just to flex a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. So I work with them quite a lot. I think I work a lot with vocalists, and I do it in Manchester. I have a studio there as well, and I work in person with everyone, with Del and
That's a much
Eva.
stronger connection. Then,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know, you're properly collaborating,
Yeah.
and it's not just like stems being sent
No.
over or anything.
I think
that.
everything is. I've done it in person with people and stuff. So I feel like I like to have that connection and do it there and then. Kind of get that instant feedback, and I just get inspired by doing stuff like that as well. But yeah, it's going well. This year's honoured to be back, and yeah,
Amazing. So what we're going to do in a little while, or in a minute now, so we're actually going to finish with a set. Because of the situation that you had really in Bal Harbour with the storms and stuff, Hindsight, you weren't able to play, were you? So, pick up yourself there, Hindsight. And this kind of emphasises the kind of the family connection of Space Cadet, really, in a way, doesn't it? You're going to be playing some tunes, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, it's not exactly going to be the same stuff I was planning for Bal Harbour. I'm mostly going to sneak in a bit of unreleased Space Cadet stuff, give some teasers. You know, that's what I'm looking at playing in a bit. But yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame. And you know, I was going to be going back to back with the old man, just like it's great. Like I don't know, maybe some people prefer to just play by themselves, but like, you know, I'm doing that all the time, mixing anyway. And I love playing out to people, but I enjoy back to back just as much, man, because it's cool. Just just pinging off each other and going, oh, what you reckon about this, da da da, you know. And I always find that really, really fun. But
it's a musical conversation then, isn't it? You kind of go in like, you know, toe to toe, like, you know, you're responding to each other's inspiration in a way. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Like and maybe you take it one way and maybe someone else takes it another way, and you're like, and it forces you to think about it again. And yeah, exactly as you've said, keeps you on your toes and keeps it really exciting and fresh.
We have this conversation almost every day as well, don't we? Musical conversation in that, I'll play Dylan music I've received that's new or we've got coming in as demos from the label, and then Dylan will come home from his day and play me older music that he's found on platforms and say, oh, have you got this on the hard drive? And, oh, yeah, I've got that. Or I overlooked that on something many years ago.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, it's cool. Which kind of leads to his name of Hindsight, being that he's rediscovering, or, you know, it's...
but you're also Blindside as well, so that must have some type of...
Yeah, there was a little bit of it. I thought when I was coming up with it, I was thinking... it basically came down to that or DGB, just the initial. I didn't want to do that, like just initial it. But and I was thinking, man, because the way I started drum and bass, it's like you'd think, you know, that Danny Boy put me onto it, but it weren't kind of really like that. He was for ages. He was trying to put me onto it, but only probably when I was about 15, I thought, oh, you know what, I'll actually really get into this. And it's just pretty much going through platforms, just exploring it. And then starting with like people that I knew and met personally normally, like Del, Luke, it's like Tokyo Pros, and breaking off from breaking off from that stuff. But then it was pretty much just going off and exploring into like the old stuff, like looking at, you know, good looking heads. But some of the 2000s as well, really getting into the Solar and Symmetry, CIA, stuff like that.
To properly dig in, and this is what I'm jealous of this, of the new generation, is that, and I've experienced it when I got into rock in the 90s, and my old man opened the doors to everything that had come through from the 60s and the 70s, and how it related, and now this is happening now with any new generation person coming through with jungle and drum and bass, is that, oh, I like this, holy smokes, there's 30 years of it for me to explore, and that's given me goosebumps, just knowing that there's like that wealth of stuff that if you choose to. Another DJ who's sick, who's going to be on here on Friday, is Sabrina, who I imagine is similar age to you, like early 20s, or you teens?
Yeah, I'm still teen.
You're still teen, so you're another generation.
I'll be 19
again.
On Sunday, man.
Wow, God, well, happy birthday for Sunday. But yeah, similar age, like Sabrina, I think is 22, 23, and she really specialises in the old school, and has just been totally inspired by everything that's happened before and understanding how it relates to everything today. And that gives me so much faith in the way that the music's going to go when you've got young people who are tapping into the source, looking into the future, taking their own reference points in as well. That's how the music stays healthy, really, isn't it? You know, we're not in an echo chamber then. You're bringing in your own and you're looking at the whole kind of... Goldie always refers to trains in a carriage. Like, everything's connected, but they're different carriages. And I think that's a great analogy in that type of way, really. And you're just running up and down this massive train, like...
Yeah, I think I mate. I get that. That's the first time I've heard it, but that makes a lot of sense to me. It's like, it's always interesting because I speak to people my age, but like, it's a shame how few of them really know what wealth is there. You know, it's kind of like people just. I mean, it's still good, the attention is on the music now, but it's like people don't really go back and appreciate as much as like, and really know what the history and that heritage as much as, say, you know, someone that's just, you know, grew up with it and stuff like that. I was talking to like a good mate of, Dad's and now mine, like fella Vic, and like he's dead into it, and he's like kind of raising his kids on it and stuff like that. But yeah, like so. From people I know, there's very few who are like, even if they're into drum and bass, know about that heritage and stuff like that. And it is funny, man. Like, speaking on Goldie, I think it does surprise people a bit when younger people know about it, because we had a breakthrough event on, and we were doing the after party for Goldie Live, and that was and so that was great. I was really looking forward to that. And but I was been warming up for it first, and so I was starting, and I was looking at going a bit more liquidy, a bit more flowy to begin with, right? But I had some harder, older stuff ready, and anyway, Goldie's come back, and he's pretty much just said he's gonna jump in for a bit first, and people are still hyped for it, and so I've ended up going like back to back with him, which was crazy,
Go
right?
on,
Crazy,
what?
absolutely crazy, and you know, I was so maybe that could frazzle people a bit, and like, you know, I found it mad. I was excited, but I thought when he just went straight in, like, and I was like, wicked, I can get going with some harder tunes and stuff, and it was funny, man. There's this one tune I really love, to Shape the Future, the later remix of it, and yeah, like the Goldie put his stuff on, and I brought that in, and he's just like, there's a photo of him somewhere, and his face when he comes on, he realised what's coming through, like he just looked excited, man, and that's like, it was great, it was really great. Nah, man, that was a great night, and I play out some tunes I really love, like Entropy, Marcus, like that type of stuff.
Amazing. And I think, like, I totally agree, like, not everybody your generation is going to dig that far deep, but as long as people like yourself are, it doesn't matter, because not everybody, we all do different things, we all have different ways of engaging with this stuff, and the very fact that there are new generation and the newest of the new generation like doing this and digging back means that you will inspire others, and you're just at the start of your journey, and I think this is a perfect way to end the most complicated, stressful, frazzling, but probably the most inspiring stream that I've done so far here, and just in general. Thank you to everybody who has watched and participated in this and sent us comments and stuff. There have been a lot of people commenting. Sorry that the stream has gone down. There's been loads of complications, but we're going to finish with some brand new energy, loads of Space Cadet dubs, and maybe a few classics. You've got about 15 minutes to rinse it out, so that's probably no pressure. Space Cadet crew, and also Dom and Roland, Ali Cat, Echo Brown, which that felt like weeks ago now. I really need to eat some food. Thank you guys.
Hey Dave, thank you, and also to say, Dave, thank you for everything you do for the drum and bass scene. You always have and always do support it and present it in the most fantastic way. And without you, a lot of people like us, you know, we're all independents, Footnotes, Space Cadet. We're all, you know, independent, doing everything for ourselves, and people like you yourself in particular, work really hard to give us a platform and expose us to other people.
Oh man, that's the least I can do, because the music inspires me and gives me every reason to live, really. You know, besides my family and food and stuff like that, like, music is literally everything. So if I can boost it to the world, then that's my duty, really. You're going to do some boosting now. Thank you very much, guys. The Space Cadet crew. We got some t-shirts, we got some hats to give you, so that'll be over there while Hindsight is playing. And hey, I'm just going to play a jingle.
Destination Sardinia.
There we go.
It's the One More Thing Sun and Bass Social.
Have you got your USB in? Right, here we go. We'll turn off the microphones while Hindsight is putting on his tunes. There we go. We'll cut out the other microphones. Let's have a little look at the chat there. So we've got lots of people locked in. Big up Kyle. Big up Marianne. Big up, I was going to say big up Stream Elements, but I think that's just a bot there. Big up everybody who stuck with us. Like, we've got quite a few people there. Good. Big up. Thank you very much. Yeah, just thank you to everybody who has watched the stream. We will be back. We will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock UK time, 1 p.m. European time, with London Electricity and Friends, and Paul T and Edward Oberon, and possibly a few more, maybe Rhea and Colette Warren, who absolutely smashed it yesterday, and maybe more as well. Hopefully there won't be quite so many gremlins in the mix. Here we go. Let me take my headphones out here so you got your headphones. This is Hindsight, and he's going to finish us off with a little mix. I'll just keep on talking. Hey, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play another jingle. There we go.
You're in tune with the One More Thing Sun and Bass Social. Keep it locked.
How we doing? Brilliant. This is Hindsight. Thank you very much, everybody.
sorry. I didn't realize sooner. You showed me, but my armor grew stronger. It took me a few moments to realize. It's like I heard you for the first time. Your love is the only way. Your love is the only way.
So repetitive, these questions find it hard to breathe. This anger's only half of me, but the other half is blessed, so blessed they can't believe. Feed the cage and starve the free. Only see the rage invisible ink writ on the page while we carve the tree. With love hearts and our initials partial harmony. With love hearts and our initials partial harmony. Can't believe, I can't believe. So repetitive, these questions find it hard to breathe. This anger's only half of me, but the other half is blessed, so blessed they can't believe. Feed hearts and our initials, partial harmony. With love hearts and our initials, partial harmony. I'd never wanna live forever, but through this music, watch us live forever. I just wanna build some shit together. I just wanna build some stuff together. Nobody wants to live forever, but through this music, watch us live forever. I just wanna build some shit together, while we're all trying to brave the stormy weather.
How can you love me if you don't know me? no more. I fall for you. How can you feel me if I don't let you in? If I don't let you in.
Nonchalant, loose lips, don't pass the brunt, it's intrusive. This movement's bigger than moving moments I'm choosing. Forward reflection, taking the right intersection. Chap's curse, dad's words were projecting self-doubt. Perfecting my craft, turn out, cheers for the shout. Man on mission, cutting out drinking, it's blurring my vision, yeah. Just wanna see clear for you. I just wanna give my ears to you. Trying to steer clear from the tears, and I swear that I've come too far to lose. Said we go there from Paris soon. Finding it harder to manage with all this baggage. We can travel light like children of Zeus. You choose the weather, cerulean blue.
How can you love me?
How can you love me if you don't know me?
If you don't know me no more, I fall for you. But don't let you, I fall for you.
How can you love me if you don't know me no more? I fall for you. How can you feel me if I don't let you in? If I don't let you in.
Yeah, I know I've been lazy lately, it's all been craziness. Everything's changed from days on the cusp, and lust gets rust when you're too careless. But love does growth in us, big plans soon come. Been through enough, so I know my luck. Doubling up, manifesting stuff like 142, that's magic on bus. Boy, notice the time, 5:55. Used to feel pressure, now I take it all in my stride. With Frank on my shoulder, putting my mind in drive. My brain's in gear this time. Now I'm near, do you see me? Too. Now I'm near, do you feel me? Too. Now I'm here, do you hear me? True. Tonight.
I tend to daydream. Every now and then 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 I tend to daydream.
16 with a shorty whipping in the city. Learners permit where to take the slum village. Young interest flourished into something different. Digging crates, listening for what we into. The resemblance, racking up the gear beginning. Serving aces, Serena Williams, seeing millions. Taught heavy.
So there we go. That was a very exclusive mix there from Hindsight. Let's have a round of applause. Yes. Amazing. Thank you to everybody who has stayed locked with the stream through the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the everything, the gremlins, but all of the revelations as well. Like, it's been an absolutely amazing show. So thank you to everybody who's joined in and taken part and all of the rest of it in the chat. We will be back tomorrow with plenty more. This is the Drum and Bass, Sun and Bass social with one more thing. I need some food. Ciao.